Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurasi Alifia Liant and I'm come from TBI 6B. Now I want to describe the teaching activities using poem in the classroom. So in here I use a Padma poem. The title is Fences. So before we, like usual, before we go to the class, we must greeting the student first, like good morning, my student. How are you today? Have you get breakfast before come to my class? Something like that. Greeting with happily with the big smile, and then we do the brainstorming. You must show your student the picture of a fences that related to our topic today. The poem is fences, right? The title is the fences, right? So ask your students after you show the picture, what comes to your mind if I show you this picture? What do you think? Say to your students like that, and then your students is things about the physical sense and metaphorical sense of that picture. There's some quote. Next, I will use some quote to relate it to our poem today. There are some quotes I get from Robert Frost's statement. Good fences make a good neighbor. Do you agree? Ask your student like that. This quote is related to the poem that we will discuss today. So after that, give little bit background of the author before come to our poem. So the author of this poem is Pat Mora, 1942, grew up in El Paso, Texas, and become a teacher, museum director, and university administrator before turning to writing the poem. Her transcultural style gives a voice for her Mexican-American heritage of a Southwest. So after that, we will tell them the background of the poem. It's important because what? Because your student will imagine what the situation, what the poem, what kind of poem that we will discuss today, we will read today. So in this fences, Pat Mora uses the setting of an ocean resort to explore the term of inequality by contrasting the wealthy visitor who flock to the resort with the local people who wait on them. After that, we will go to the poem. We will read and discuss together the poem. You can use the picture to visualize, make better understanding for your students. You can use the picture like a resort, like a beach. You can show them to visualize the condition of the poem. Yes, and then you can. Sometimes you can go with the audio, the background audio for your poem to discuss together. Maybe it's more interesting for them. While you read the poem, you will find the hard vocabulary that I'm familiar with the student. So you will show them what the meaning of that word, what the meaning of many vocabulary that we can find in the poem, and then we will discuss together the deeply meaning of that poem, the word. Sometimes that word have a deep meaning, so we will discuss together with the students. Okay, let's go. The title is The Fences. Mouth full of laughter. It means the situation is happy situation. The tourists Come to the Tao Hotel. Will suitcase full of dollars. Suitcase full of dollars. It means the visitor is a very rich people, and beside that, we are a local people as a poor people, as a worker of that beach resort. And then every morning, my brother make the cold beach new for them. That means my brother in here as a worker of that beach resort with a wooden board to smooth away all the footprints. Yes, we will. That's explain. He is a worker at that beach resort. I picked through the cactus fence. Cactus fence. What is cactus fence meaning in here? Is really cactus fence? It's gonna be. We will take a look. The cactus plant. What the cactus plant appearance is have sharp thorns, right? Sharp thorn is very dangerous when we touch it. That can make a bloody. Yes, that's a danger cactus. So, cactus fence in here is like a gap between the contrasting between the visitor and the local people. The visitor can do anything in that space, but we are as a local people cannot do that. And watch the woman drop oil sweeter than honey into their arm and leg. The people who see behind the cactus fence, see the visitor rub oil sweeter than honey into their arm and leg. It means in here the visitor can do anything. The visitor have a money and can do anything. They can do anything, yes. And we as the local people cannot do that. When we see the visitor rub the oil is very expensive, and that can another purpose to use that oil, not just body treatment, as a body treatment, I think. So the people behind that cactus fence feel the oil can be used to another things, can be used to cook, maybe to eat, maybe something like that. But that visitor use that for the body treatment. That's so sad. While their children jump, wave, or sip drink from the long straw, coconut white, mango yellow. So the people behind the cactus fence see the children of the visitor jump, wave, or sip drink from the long straw, coconut white, mango yellow. They see the visitor children is so happy, fun, their life, and we are as the local people cannot feel that, cannot taste that, because we are a poor people. Because we have no power for that, because we don't have money. That's really show the contrasting between the rich people as a visitor and the local people as a poor people. Once my little sister ran barefoot across the hot sand for a taste. The sister ran with the barefoot across the hot sand for a taste that the coconut white and mango yellow, for a taste that. My mother roared like ocean. No, no, it's their beach, it's their beach. That means we are as local people, as a residents, but we are cannot taste that. We are cannot allow to fund with that beach. That beach, we are can do nothing. We are no power for that because just wealthy wealthy people can do that, can allow to join, to have fun with that beach. But we are as a local people, have no money, so we cannot do that. So after that, ask your question for summarize the poem, as usual. One student, just choose one of your students to summarize this poem. What does it mean, the poem? What that they get from this poem. And then you can give the quiz of for a student to make sure your students understand what the poem that we will discuss that day. For example, in this play, fences are used to A. Act as a barrier between oneself and other. B. Protect people emotionally. C. Can be actual objects that are could touch. D. Of these options are correct. In the number 2, in the line 3, the poem mentioned that suitcase full of $1, mainly to convey A. The reason why the visitor have traveled so far to come to island. B. The high cost of the hotel the visitor are staying at. C. The sharp contrast between the people who live near the beach and the visitor. And then conduct your quiz, conduct the quiz, and then we will discuss together with the student the quiz that you give. And then the end. I think that's my idea about the teaching activities using poem in classroom. That's my video. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.